Welcome students. For any country, the foreign policy is not just about dealing with the external factors, but also to align their internal resources and internal disturbances to be addressed to complement the relations of external factors. Among the priorities of foreign policy, the top priority would be to maintain the relationship with neighborhood so as to avoid the peril that is immediate and imminent, as part of which India is also has the priority to maintain its relationship with neighborhood. So today, let's try to understand how India is applying Doux to ensure the neighborhood is in good terms, and let's understand the developments that India is going through in past few months to change that dynamics of its foreign policy. So let's see about the Doux in our neighborhood. In past few months in India, the things are changing because the hostility that India has with Maldives has been changing. India held a meeting with the premiers of Maldives after the tussle and the protest against Indian army. Though India withdrew its army, India is now thinking about alternate methods to engage with Maldives. And with the turmoil in Bangladesh and Myanmar, the stability of government is the problem that India faces, and India may face the issue of immigrants and many other problems. So how India is dealing with this, let's see. And the other part would be about how India would deal with the minions like Nepal, Bhutan. They would form a common set because even the kind of imports and exports that India is dealing with would be similar with these countries. And then we come the issue of Sri Lanka, which has combination of all these countries. Okay, if this is the case, then the last neighbor which we want is about Pakistan. We can't avoid it, but at the same time, we need to acknowledge that the relationships are not that great. So, with Maldives, the first problem our foreign minister has acknowledged that was instead of having better people-to-people ties, the social media campaigns have deteriorated, where the tweets and many other messages that were spread has created a new friction among the people. So, avoiding the direct tussle, diplomatic ties are strengthened with back channel talks. So, back channel talks are essential, and this has been deployed by the foreign minister to engage rather than creating friction, and it's been neutralized. So we can now think that Maldives is no more a problem and they are not being appeased as much as India does. When it comes to China, the problem is to be acknowledged. So India has stepped down and it's no more showing the attitude of big brotherly problem, and India is good with Maldives now. Okay, if we move on, as we were saying about the unstable paths of Bangladesh and Myanmar, India is now projecting that it's not tilted towards either the premiers or even the military. So India is maintaining an active neutrality. For your examination, these keywords would be very much essential, and it can help you fetch your better marks when you provide your answer in mains format. These keywords are related to the foreign policy and they may play a better role. So when it comes to Bangladesh and Myanmar, the challenge is to deal with refugees, which may burden and change the demography of northeastern states and eastern states. So along with West Bengal, we have also problems with other states of northeast with the respective countries they border. So this refugee crisis is dealt carefully by ensuring the borders are safe enough, having the proper policy, and at the same time engaging with both the channels. When I say both the channels, both the polarities that exist in Myanmar and Bangladesh. For example, when it comes to Bangladesh, it's about the civilian part and military part that is existing. It is engaging with both. Okay. Now the interesting part of geocommerce has been deployed with Nepal and Bhutan, and also Sri Lanka has some part of it, because with these three, the major geocommerce, when I say geocommerce, it means using trade as panacea for all the tussles and friction that's created. So India doesn't need to boost the imports, but India is using it to ensure a proper channel that can provide you the solution. So India is taking advantage of friendshoring. What does friendshoring mean? Remember this term, and this can actually be a game changer. For imports and exports, you need your ships to be parked or refueled in a particular shore. You would reach to a shore of the country which is friends with you. So India is deploying this strategy, and India is boosting ties with Nepal and Bhutan to solve a problem. The problem is that in Himalayan states, it's more fragile. Any project that you develop on Himalayan states when it comes to electricity generation through hydropower, it is dangerous to the climate there, and also dangerous to the land there, because it's very fragile structure and you may experience landslides. So instead of generating power in Himachal Pradesh or Sikkim or all the Himalayan states, India is importing power from Nepal and Bhutan, who are endowed with huge amount of tidal power, and despite the generation, due to lack of industrial activity there, the consumption is very low. The per capita consumption is very low in Nepal and Bhutan. India is importing the power. So importing power from those countries is ensuring both balance of payment crisis to be addressed in these two countries, and also it is also helping India to provide the major part of boosting the ties with those countries. And additionally, India is addressing the environmental problem of Himalayan states, especially Sikkim. Okay, this is the case. Now, when it comes to Sri Lanka, it's reverse. India is providing the power. So India exports the power, that too with a private discom. Need not mention the name of the discom to avoid the political controversy. Exporting power. So hope you understood. India's net exports and imports of power has been balanced. India is importing from the Himalayan countries and exporting to Sri Lanka. This is how India is balancing both economy using the friendshoring concept, and also the geocommerce has been deployed. Now the last part would come with Pakistan, with whom no sooner India can deploy its trade and engage in friendly relations. So mostly it's been a passive neutrality that India is maintaining, because India can't accept the problem of terrorism or any threat to the sovereignty that India is explaining. So it would deploy the strategy in multilateral formats, multilateral forums, maybe UN, SCO, BRICS. And of course, here you have Pakistan directly, and also India may revive SAARC as and when necessary, but India has significant power in SAARC region. So in SAARC, the whole South Asia wants India's trade. So rather than owing to the Pakistan, most of the members are with India. Hope this recent dynamics and how India is shifting its stance regarding its own neighborhood and how India is balancing, you may be clear about the changing dynamics now. With this video, I think you might be aware and be prepared with your mains answer writing. All the best for the preparation in the foreign policy. I think it can help you better frame your answers, and also it can give you the better understanding about the foreign policy of India in recent times. Another day, I'll be back before you with much more interesting topic. Till then, it's time to bid adios.